In our highly connected world, phishing is a serious risk that continues to evolve and increase. It is pervasive. It is a threat that's not going away anytime soon. What's at risk is access to our systems, our personal information, our finances, and even the reputation of those being targeted. Phishing is a social engineering attack. It typically targets the weakest link in any security system, the people. It's an attempt to acquire sensitive information, like our username and passwords, our credit card or banking information, personal details about us, all with the purpose of using that against us for their gain. So how can we defeat phishing? Well, we can apply a defense in-depth strategy. So we've got components of prediction, prevention, detection, and response, which covers those cases. In the prediction space, we can identify the likely targets that the bad guys are going to go after. We can identify also the data that they're looking for. We make sure that we stay informed with the emerging technical methods that they're going to employ, and they're changing all the time. These guys are evolving. They've got some very good tactics. And we can test against the current controls. From a prevention perspective, we can educate those end users, those likely targets, to identify when somebody's trying to phish them and be able to avoid it. On the technical side, we can establish email filters, web filters, data blockers, technical controls which interfere with how the phishers actually get to their targets and get the data back. Rapid detection is important if you're going to mount an effective response. The first line of defense is the realization and reporting by those end users who have been targeted. You can also employ data tracking tools and other types of scanners, both inbound and outbound, to understand when data is leaving or requests are coming in which are inappropriate. Additionally, some of the phishing attempts are using malware that gets installed on the system. So having malware detectors and cleaners are always a good thing. They can tell you when a system is compromised. Putting forth a rapid and effective response is critical if the amount of losses and damage is going to be minimized. Having an experienced security response team with well-rehearsed processes is the best way to coordinate resources necessary to respond. That team may use communications to inform the targeted individuals or the entire community that certain types of attacks are occurring. They may employ network resources to try and block destinations or inbound attempts. And they may drive the remediation of malware of the systems within the environment. It's also good for individuals to have a personal response plan. So if their personal data is compromised, they know what to do to contact their credit card companies or to be able to change information. Phishing is on the rise and should definitely be taken seriously. Every person and organization is likely to be targeted at some point. It has increased over the years because it works for the bad guys. And because of this, they will continue to press technology to advance phishing as a method to gain sensitive information. Implementing a viable strategy will reduce the overall risk of occurrence as well as minimize the impact when phishing does occur. Selecting the right security control within a defense in-depth strategy is key. Cherry pick the best combination of controls for your organization to deliver the optimal level of security. Keep in mind though, it may change over time, so be flexible. The risks of phishing cannot be completely eradicated. It targets people, and people make mistakes. They sometimes follow their curiosity or jump forward with little thought. That will never go away entirely, but the risks can be managed with a good strategy. Plan and execute well, and you will be on your way to defeating phishing. Thank you for listening. This is Matthew Rosenquist. You can catch all of my rantings, blogs, white papers, and videos at communities.intel.com. Search on the keyword security.